Hey, this is Joey from Joey Talks Live, and this is the Dominate the Day podcast. You can see there, that's my call to action. Dominate the day. Dominate every single freaking day. Now, um, this is my third take, and the third time's a charm. That's what they say, right? What are we talking about today? We are talking about what is success. We're talking about modern materialism. We're talking about the hierarchy of needs. And then after that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm not going to be too yappity. This might be like a 10, 15-minute jam, maybe 20 if I'm feeling froggy. But, it's just me, but we going to see. Let me take a swig. I wouldn't mind a sponsor. I'm just saying. All right, let's get to it. So what is success? Merriam-Webster defines success as a favorable or desired outcome. A favorable or desired outcome. Also, the attainment of wealth, favor, or eminence. All right? The fact of getting or achieving wealth, respect, or fame. But I'm going to go with the first definition, that first part of the first definition, which says a favorable or desired outcome. All right. So what are you getting on about, Joe? This is what I'm getting on about. There's a lot of content creators, a lot of people out here on the social media and the podcast worlds that are talking about money, and the thousands and thousands. If you don't have 7 streams of income right now, you're not making $50,000 a month. You are just a brokey, etc., etc., etc. Now, with that being said, I got no problem with having wealth and good stewardship and good finances, and I have plans on having multiple commas in my bank account. Yes, I repeat, multiple commas. And that's just not for my desire, it's for my purpose. I feel like, or I believe that all of us have been called to make the world a better place. And to make the world a better place, I'm going to need a lot of money to be able to finance it. It's just a matter of fact. So it's not this desire to be like, oh, I'm balling or whatever. It's like, no, I have to save these kids. I have to save this family. I have to buy back this block, and I have to create this super block that has a community center, a hospital, a bank, etc., a grocery store, and school, so that I can literally change the programming and the health and etc., etc., in said community. And then copy, paste, Control C, Control V, Control C, Control V, over and over and over in every major metropolitan city in the United States, and then international eventually. So I got a lot of work to do. So I have to get to that bread. I gotta get to it now. But with that being said, what is success? I wrote this down. I was talking to the homie Big. Shout out to Big Time. What is success? When does your wants overtake your needs? And then we end up working to afford our wants, and we miss out on our needs. So I was starting to think about that. What is our wants and our needs? And I was thinking, like, we need a shelter, we need clean water, we need food, and we need to feel safe. And then I started thinking about the conversations I have with my significant other. I call her my old lady. And she is a clinical psychologist. That's what she does. And so I'll hear about these cool concepts like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And we talk about psychological needs. So basic survival is like I stated already: food, water, sleep, shelter, air, clothing. If they aren't met, nothing else matters, right? That's our base joints. Now, safety needs: security of body, health, job, finances, and a safe environment, feeling protected from danger and stable in life. 3, love and belonging, social needs: relationships, friendships, intimacy, family, community, the need to feel connected and isolated. I think this is very important. A lot of people might focus, I feel like it's people focus on money a whole lot, like the finance part I talked about, and then relationships, especially young people, relationships. Anyway, esteem needs confidence, self-worth, respect from others, achievement, recognition for what you do, and belief in yourself. Now, number 5, self-actualization, personal growth, fulfilling your highest potential, creativity, purpose, moral development, living out what you were designed and called to do. Your purpose, right? That's so big for me. And not to get into a little bit of a rant, but I'm a rant if I don't mind, if I do, because I turned 42 this year, this June, this past June, I turned 42. And I was reflecting and talking to God, and He told me peace and purpose. So maintaining my peace, and no matter what storm is going on, and then staying aligned and focused on my purpose no matter what. Yeah, so peace and purpose is a big thing for me. So not to get lost in the sauce. So with that being said, I defined success. I talked about what our hierarchy of needs are according to psychology, right? And now let me talk about wants. It seems like everybody wants everything. Like I have some wants on my wall too, or I would say it's wants. There's a mansion there. There's a beachfront. There's a few vehicles. It's ocean front. It's a beautiful garage. It's a winter home, and in different empowering words. I have set out your vessels. This is one of my vessels. Cast your nets. Is me casting my nets. And then don't forget he's in the boat, which is, you guys know me. If you just stumbled upon me, I am a Christian, and my worldview is shaped by my belief. I'm not one of those overbearing, I'm gonna beat you in the head with the Bible type Christians. I'm one of the ones that believe in Jesus and modeling him to the best of my ability. Knowing that I'm a sinner, saved by grace, is nothing I could have done for my salvation, but I am eternally thankful for it. And I just try to do my part to make the world a better place and give thanks while doing it. So, with that being said, back to what I'm ranting and raving about. I have those wants there. And do I need them? No. Would I be glad if I have them? Yes. Is that my primary focus on this world? No. One of my magnificent obsession is to help people. Kind of why I got into my profession that I did, which is firefighting. I've been a first responder for 16 years now. Wow, Joe. Been a firefighter going on 13. And best decision I ever had. And I had pushback. People were afraid for my life, and people were afraid I was gonna do or whatever, have a catastrophic. And it is. Firefighting is defined as an ultra hazardous profession. You're in ultra hazardous dynamic environments where run one move or the chemistry changes in whatever environment you're in, and that's all she wrote. And even with that, the magnifying or compounding effect, going overseas or going to a war zone, doing it kind of ups your antes. But you gotta have faith. But with that being said, here we are. All right, back on track. I have the gift of ADHD, and I'm sorry I don't have a co-host here to be able to tell me, oh, back to this. All right, so I gotta do it myself. Back to this, Joe. Let's do it. Success, wants, and needs. So I have those wants. Do I need them? No. But do I want them? Yes. So if I'm blessed by it while I am pursuing my purpose of making the world a better place and really attacking these urban environments and impacting the occupants thereof and helping to change them, their tenets and their programming to have positive uplifting and a more Christocentric, love your neighbor, love yourself, do better, save yourself perspective. That's my purpose. And to be honest with you, I remember even being shown that or told that when I was 7. That'll be another podcast. I don't know, maybe not 7. Around 8 or 9 on that age. But what are we getting at, Joe, as we cross that 10-minute mark? What do you want, right? That's what I'm asking you as a listener, or the viewership. What am I going to call you? The viewership? What do you want? What do you need? And are you willing to sacrifice your needs for your wants? And what are you getting at, Joe? We can get so consumed with trying to get rich and try to get to that bag, that need of relationships, friendships, intimacy, family, community. We can neglect that and start working, let's say, I'm gonna say something silly, 100+ hours a week. There's no way that you'll have a work-life balance doing that. Do I think sometimes it takes extreme laser focus to get things done? Absolutely. But I think you do have to have balance. Not to contradict myself, I'm recording this pretty late right now at night. But with that being said, it's a sacrifice I'm making because I got the inspiration this evening and I don't want to procrastinate and I had to get it out. Am I going to make that a standard? Absolutely not. But I will make sacrifices with my time from time to time so that I can fulfill my mission. This is not a cookie cutter thing. This is a radical thing. This is a dynamic thing. It's not static, right? So with that, there's going to be movement to it, right? It's going to be fluid. So we're going to do our best to keep it in that framework, if that makes sense. All right, back to it. Let me get a little bit of more peppermint tea, if I don't mind if I do. All right, Joe, is this a bunch of word salad? No, it's not word salad. What are you getting at, Joe? All right, what I'm getting at is this. Don't take the bait that you need to have 7 streams of income and you need to be making $100,000 a month or you're a failure. No, that's not the case. Would it be nice? Yes. Do I think we all should work our way towards that? Yes. But should you sacrifice your health to do it? No. Should you sacrifice your family to do it? No. Should you sell out your brother, backdoor somebody? Should you kill, destroy, steal for it? Absolutely not. While pursuing your purpose, while adding value, while saving the world, I do believe in compensation. Do you really, Joe? Some people might be saying that. Do you really do? Do you really do that, Joe? Meanwhile, you volunteer like crazy. Yes. There's a time for everything. I do think there needs to be a balance between volunteerism and getting paid to play, you know what I'm saying? And capital and being a capitalist. I listened to John Hope Bryant, and I forget the name of his podcast, and I think it's not Money and Wealth. I'd hate for him to watch this and see me stumble over it, but John Hope Bryant, he's an African-American billionaire who made his money, if I believe correctly. I bought his book too. I think they started off in DC, if I'm not mistaken. But then they grew up his mom grew up, they're from East St. Louis. Then they moved to LA and somehow ended up back in DC, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. But either way, John Hope Bryant talks about capitalism, and that's the next step for Black America. Instead of civil rights, capitalism is what's going to be able to save the community. All right, why did I bring him up? Because I'm talking about money and I'm talking about success, and it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I'm not. I do believe that we need to have a holistic view on it and to have a safe view on it. And so what's a holistic safe view? A holistic safe view is not, in my opinion, is not sacrificing everything and even your morals, your ethics to get to the bag, to get to that manana, some people will say. And people will say, by any means necessary, get to it. I'll say this. There was a survey done and I can't say where it was done, where a group of people were surveyed and they were asked if one of their colleagues at their workplace, I'm smiling because I think it's outrageous, had to die for them to receive a permanent $100,000 bonus to their yearly income, would they do it? A significant amount of people said yes. And they had the person chosen that they would sacrifice for the good of the rest. And I was just like, wow. You know, it just shows me the importance that we have money in our hierarchy of needs. We have a flawed, I would say, a hierarchy of wants, right? That we might think is that our needs. So we have a hierarchy of wants that is toxic. So I'm going to call it the modern day toxic hierarchy of wants. And what is there? Money is number one. I think notoriety, fame is number two. And then all that entails, or everything that the money and the fame can bring you, will be three. Oh, and four is that you're better than, maybe not your family members, but everybody in your network, you have to be better than them. So that, I would say, is the hierarchy of the modern toxic hierarchy of wants. So anyway, how do we get away from that? So what's the action steps, Joe, right? We're tired of you ranting. Wrap this up, Joe. I'm going to wrap it up. All right. Here's what it is. Let's get back to the basics. And how do we get back to the basics? Be grateful. Be grateful for what you have right now. Be grateful for your current employment. Be grateful for your relationships, your friendships, everything that you have right now, instead of looking at the Taylor Swift and her $1 billion she has, and people say, well, she can't even sing. Or she said, how is she worth $1 billion? Well, she's been blessed with that. She's monetizing whatever um, was given to her, right? And she's doing the best she can with it. So don't hate on that girl, right? And don't envy her, right? If you really leaned into your purpose, if you really leaned into everything you've done, maybe you'll be compensated well enough. And I don't believe everybody needs to be a billionaire, right? Is there anything wrong with it? Not necessarily. I think with that great responsibility is also this great stewardship, not desire, but demand. Like if you're blessed with that abundance of wealth, there's this great demand or stewardship that you must have, and you'll be held accountable for it later on, on that great getting up morning, that day, that great day of the reckoning, right? All right. A little bit of ADHD moment just there, but I was giving to your point. The point was, what's our action steps? Gratitude, right? Don't envy others. Be thankful for what you have. And if you want to do better, if you want more, write it down and really self-assess and say, do I need that or do I want it? All right, if I want it, is it going to make me a better person? Is it going to help my nuclear family? Is it going to help my community? Is it aligned with my purpose? And if it isn't, then you have to realize and figure out, where's that coming from? Who am I listening to? What music, what movies, what am I consuming that made me think or desire this toxic, materialistic perspective or desire? And when you find that out, you write that down. I'm always writing things down. You write that down and you keep record of it, and you remove that from your life and you cross it out. If that's a certain rapper or singer or content creator or thought leader, write them down and cross them out. Don't consume their music, their content, unfollow them, do what you got to do, because I always talk about this in closing. Garbage in, garbage out. My mom would say that. I got to give her credit. Give credit to her. I don't know where she got that from. I don't know if she coined it, but she definitely beat that into me and my sister's head. Shout out to Susie. Garbage in, garbage out, you know. So if you put garbage in, your product will be garbage. But if your input is positive, then the output will be positive. So we have to be very careful about what our senses, what we do, and even how we eat. And I'll get to that on a whole nother podcast. So just to wrap it up at the 20-minute mark, what is success? Joe, how do you define success? Success is fulfilling my purpose to the maximum degree, like my level of success and being able to take care of my loved ones and being able to finance my purpose, which is going to mean, I told you, I'm going to have a lot of commas, bro. So I got to get to it. But with that, it's a good segue. Hey, I'm Joey from Joey Talks live on the Dominate the Day podcast. And my mission is to make the world a better place. And you can help me do that. You can sponsor a podcast. You can even send me a Venmo, Joey Talks Live, right? On Venmo, you'll see my joint, you'll see my logo, whatever. Joey Talks Live, and you can send some bread, and we can help we can partner together to make the world a better place. But with that being said, all jokes aside, I have a book coming out. It's called The Warrior Monk, and I basically wrote it to a younger version myself, and the book is about coming into manhood. So the book is really towards that young man that is leaving high school or maybe college age and getting into the workforce from that gap year. Or gap years rather, from like 18, 19 to 30 years old. And everything that I encountered there and the growth and the temptations, the wins, the losses, the challenges, and the success and overcoming and the learning there. I am 90% complete with the book. I'm trying not to be a perfectionist with it. I also don't want it to be too long. And stay tuned. So it's really, really solid stuff that I have there. I really wish I had the book, but I did I. But stay tuned. Excuse me. Stay tuned. Keep on the lookout for the Warrior Monk. It is maybe 90 days out. I would like to be shorter, but we'll see. I'm gonna have a workbook. I might even do a devotional to go along with it. I'm definitely gonna do a module video course that goes along with it. And that's me, my vessels. That's me casting my nets. And you as a viewership, if you know any young men, right, that maybe they don't have things figured out yet, maybe they're like 18 to 30, that's kind of a man too. But to me, I'm 42, 30. I'm looking at myself at 30. I was a young man, I'd like to say. But if I no disrespect, from 18 to 30, that age group of men, those are my target audiences. That Gen Z, that young millennial. I am here to help you. It's my purpose to help you to overcome the challenges. And I have a great body of work. I have current mentors and mentees, rather, and I see their progress and they overcome. And it's a gift I have. I'm not bragging or anything like that. It's just what I do. And I really want the best for you. I want you to be able to not have to be delayed by certain challenges that maybe I had or a close friend or loved one or another great man had. And you can learn from our mistakes and we can overcome what you might be going through right now so that you can dominate. You can dominate each and every day and dominate your life. And you'll be able to be that leader, that servant, that follower that producer, that purpose-driven believer you were meant to be. You know what I mean? What's the famous quote? Each one, teach one, each one, reach one. I believe in that. And I also believe in this even more. Apart from peace and purpose, people like to say knowledge is power, but I was watching a dope content creator, and I wish I could quote his name so I can give him credit. It's not knowledge is power, but action taken on that knowledge, right? When you take action on that knowledge that you have, that's the true power. You can have everything you want, but if you're not taking action on it, it's just gonna collect dust. So stop yapping, Joe. Get off the mic. All right. So here I go. I told you what success was for me. I hope you guys will be able to redefine success and not buy into what society has molded, as I coined the phrase, ultra toxic hierarchy of wants and materialism. Don't do that, bruh. Live your purpose. Love your people. Love God. Love your neighbor as yourself. Hallelujah. And dominate each and every day. That's all I got, y'all. And I'm thank you if you're still here. What do you win? If you made it this far, what are we gonna put in the comment section? Or if you're just listening on the podcast airways, make sure you give your boy 5 stars. How could I forget that? Give your boy 5 stars, please, and share, like, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, do all the podcast things. Share, tell them, yo, my man Joey, he got a lot to say, and him in the Dominate the Day podcast, he's got so much insight for you. It's true, no cap. And as I get cornier and corny, I need to get off the mic, but I'm having a good time. Anyway, we're almost at 30 minutes. You might as well stay and play. No, if you're still here, put Dominate the Day in the comment section, right? And let me know what you guys want me to talk about. Also, please, 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 please share this with young men. Share this with young men 18 to 30, that Gen Z age group. A lot of people have given up on them, but I think they're a fun generation. I could appreciate them. And I work with them. I'm already mentoring that age group and leading and teaching. So, and even our younger millennials. But here I am. Here I am to save the day. No, here I am to walk in my purpose. I'm just here, yo. I'm just here being obedient to God, yo. And I'm fulfilled by it. I'm blessed by it. And I'm getting results too. And what else? I forgot to talk about that. Do I talk about it? I might as well. I got a couple more minutes before it's 30 minutes. If you stayed in this long, I actually do, and I'm kind of reluctant to say, but I do coaching. And I'm reluctant because it takes so much time and energy. And because I'm an empath, when people are suffering, I suffer too. When they're pain, I feel that pain too. So when I do coaching and I take the calls, or whether we do video or phone calls, and I even did coaching via text, and I got results. I ain't bragging. Your boy good. That boy good. Anyway, when I do the coaching, it takes a lot out of me. And, this is not even something I necessarily want to do, but I'm just putting it out there. I do coaching too. But just hit me in the DMs. Reach out to me at Joey Talks Live, I believe, at gmail.com. I believe that's my Gmail for this. So Joey Talks Live at gmail.com. And let me know specifically what you want done. I do have other links in the bios, depending on if you follow me on IG. You can follow me at Joey Talks Live on IG, Joey Talks Live on TikTok, but I think it's Joey Talks Live with an extra E because I got locked out of the account. It's ghetto, I know. And on Facebook, Joey Talks Live, spelled regular as well. I'm all the way over there. You can find me anywhere. Reach out to me if you know anybody that just needs to, young men preferably, that's my target audience. That's my um, avatar that I need to talk to, that I had been commissioned by God to work with. Anyway, I'm ranting. When I get recording, I don't like to stop. It's 30 minutes now. If you're still hanging with your boy, I'm so thankful. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Oh, any prayer requests, put it in the comment sections or whatever. I'll pray for you and the people. Viewership, pray for your brothers and sisters as well. Anyway, man, love y'all, man. Thank you for rocking with your boy. Now I have to edit this and publish it because I am taking action. You take action too. There's no more procrastinators, right? Procrastinators beware. If you stay here, we gonna repel that. You feel me? All right, y'all. Any last Joe? I think that's it. I told you guys about my Venmo. If you want to help out for me to help to help Joey save the world, it's at my Venmo is Joey Talks Live, right? That's my Venmo at Joey Talks Live. Hook a brother up. Put a little bit in the offering plate. Hallelujah. All right, stop, Joe. All right, all jokes aside. That's it. If you want to sponsor the podcast, let me know too. It's going to be a little bit more organized as time goes, but this is the first one that's going to get published. Yeah, stay tuned.